Hey guys, it's that time of year again. It's March Madness starting on Thursday. I mean, the playing games start today on Tuesday, but I mean, that's not really March Madness. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the best time of year. March Madness round one and round two. I know it's been a while, and I'm going to explain what is happening with my channel when the NFL is not going on at the end. But I just want to do a quick March Madness video just say hi to everyone. And I know I've been gone for a while after the NFL season, but yeah, just want to make a March Madness video because I love this time of year. I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to go over the big upset of round one, the big upset of round two, and I'm going to go over who I think is going to be the lowest seed to make it the farthest, and who is going to be my final four, and who's going to win, who's going to be in the finals, all that good stuff. And I just want to tell you who I think the region of death is, or the hardest region is. So just to go over quickly, for round one, my biggest upset is Florida Gulf Coast versus Florida State. Florida Gulf Coast has won a game or so in the NCAA tournament as recently as a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And Florida State is a really up and down team. Just looking at them now, they've been 7-5 in the last 12 games, which is not that good. Florida Gulf Coast does score a lot of points and plays decent defense. I know they didn't play great competition, but they have a lot of transfers from other schools, and they have a older team. I mean, older team for college, obviously, than Florida State does. I think Florida State hasn't been playing so well because they haven't been shooting the ball so well. They are a really talented team, but they're really up and down. So I'm going to take Florida Gulf Coast to win that game. Obviously, it's a big stretch, but you got to take, I think, at least one 14 seed just in the first round to if you want the perfect bracket, obviously, which I do, but I know it's not going to happen. All right, I'm going to go over who I think is the region of death. The region of death being the hardest region to guess, and there's going to be so much going on in this region that that brackets will get busted in this region. Um, well, as busted as they're going to be, because I think a lot of one and two seeds are going to go to the final four, which I will talk about in my next segment, or the next thing I talk about at my next jump cut. But you got Kansas, who I think is going to go to the final four, but the bottom half of this bracket, I don't know. I had a really hard time figuring this out. You got Creighton, who's overseeded, but has been a good team this year. You got Rhode Island, who won the A10 championship, if I'm not mistaken, or the A10 championship tournament. You got Oregon, who's played really well, but has lost their rim protector blocker. But they are a really high flying team, just a great team overall as the 3 seed. You got Michigan as a 7 seed, who is definitely overseeded. They shouldn't be a 7. They should be like way above that. So underseeded is what I mean. You got Creighton, who's overseeded. Michigan, who's underseeded at 7. Michigan should probably be a 6 or a 5. You got Louisville, who's probably not happy that Michigan's a 7. They want Oklahoma State to win because Michigan has been playing great. They've been playing great defense in the Big Ten championship in the last 6 games. They've really turned it on like Duke did at the end, where they kind of just figured it out. And Louisville's kind of falling apart, in my opinion. They still are a very good team under Rick Pitino, so you really can't count them out. But it's really just impossible to figure out who will be in the Elite Eight with them. A lot of people will pick Louisville and just put them through, but I don't even have Louisville getting to the Sweet 16. I have Michigan beating them, and I have Rhode Island beating Oregon because they do not have that rim protector anymore. And Rhode Island has some big guys to offensive rebound. So I think Rhode Island will even beat Creighton, and they'll beat Oregon because I don't think Creighton's that great of a team. They should be an 8 seed. You got Michigan beating Rhode Island because Michigan's running on that high and they've beaten a lot of teams better than Rhode Island. And then you got Kansas coming out and winning and going to the Final Four. So that even answers the question who I think the lowest seed will get the farthest, and that is Michigan as the 7 seed going to the Elite Eight. So to quickly go over my Final Four, I do have Duke beating Villanova to go to the Final Four. It's really tough because that's just a coin flip. I really think there's no right decision here. Villanova is considered the best team. Duke is considered one of the hottest teams. They finally figured it out. And Duke at the beginning of the season, we all knew they were going to be great. They fell a little bit at the beginning of the season, but then they really picked it up right when they needed to in the ACC championship games. So I got Duke, I got Arizona because I don't trust Gonzaga so much to bring into the Final Four. Arizona is a really good team. They did play at the beginning of the season, if I'm not mistaken, and Gonzaga did win. But Arizona is a better team than they were at that point of the season, and I think they will get their revenge for the Final Four. You got Kentucky beating UNC. UNC is the best team, in my opinion, in the NCAA, but they seem to be lackadaisical on defense sometimes. They don't, if they are amped up every single game and play their toughest, I think they'll win the whole thing, but I don't think that'll happen with John Calipari in Kentucky, who have very, very good players like Malik Monk, and I think they will get overwhelmed by Kentucky, and Kentucky will go to the Final Four. Then you got Kansas versus Michigan. I have Kansas going to the Final Four. Kansas is just too good of a team for Michigan to stay on their high and go past Kansas. So then I got Kentucky beating Kansas. I think Kentucky has the best all-around team, definitely by the metrics. I think they just are the most, not all-around team actually, they're just the most efficient team. So I think they're very efficient. Malik Monk is a really good player, and I just think they have so much talent around them. And then I got Duke beating Arizona. Duke with they're one of the best three-point shooters in the league. You got Grayson Allen, who's a great passer, who is great at getting to the hole. You got a top 5 Wooden Award winner on that team. Uh, I just don't in Jason Tatum, which I had to look it up right now. I forgot his name, but in Jason Tatum. So I just think with Mike Krzyzewski, Arizona's going to just be happy to get to the Final Four. They haven't been to the Final Four in years. I think Duke will win with Mike Krzyzewski as their coach. You really can't bet against him. And that's the same reason why I picked Duke to win against Kentucky 82-79 in a close game where Kentucky misses a 3 at the end of the game and Duke wins. I'm just not betting against Mike Krzyzewski. When you pick Duke, and I know this because I pick Duke a lot, when you pick Duke, they're either going to kill you in the beginning rounds or they're going to pretty much win and get to the finals. So if they get past the Sweet 16, I can pretty much tell you they're going to get to the finals. It's just the way it is. Not the Sweet 16. If they get past the Elite 8 or get to the Elite 8, I think they'll beat Villanova. They'll be crushing these teams. They will show that they're better, and then they'll just get to the finals, and I think they'll win. So this is my tournament challenge bracket. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment and subscribe below, and have a good night, everybody.